Hey guys, Rumby here, back again, this time doing another gameplay, playing Weapon Power Saw. We do have our buddy here, Lost Boy, playing a Dodger, which is fairly synergistic with Saw, I feel, so that's going to be great. Now, don't get confused, this isn't, I believe, Lost Boy Top. It's just somebody entirely different with a very similar name, but he is a great player nonetheless. We do have also a CP Churnwalker, which I feel is very, very underwhelming, but hey, I'm not going to complain unless he does really, really bad. But anyways, while we have this playing in the background, I do have a couple announcements to make. The first one is about the giveaway that was happening on the NovaEsports Twitter page. And so, for those of you guys who didn't know what it was, I did post it on my Twitter, I retweeted it. It was also on the NovaEsports Twitter, on my Facebook, and I even made a video about it. But if you still don't know what it was basically a jersey, a NovaEsports jersey, a gift card, as well as 1,000 eyes to 10 lucky winners. And we were doing this giveaway in celebration of our union between myself and NovaEsports. I joined them as a content creator, not as a competitive player, not to confuse people. I know some people were like, Rumbly, when's your next tournament game? Like with Starboy, since now you're on the roster. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm in NovaEsports. I'm just not on their roster to play competitively. There's no way. I'm there as a content creator, working with them for the foreseeable future to build this nice, to build an organization, build my channel, but most importantly to build with the community in mind, and try to get back to you guys as much as possible. So the giveaway, we did have 10 winners already picked. So let's go ahead and name them off. I'll put them on the screen there for you guys so you can go ahead and check them out and make sure that you're not, or you are, one of those people. So let me go ahead and pull up the list here real quick. So we have the first winner, ironically, since my name is Tim, but the first winner was actually named Tim with the last name Sue. So Tim Sue, you are the first winner. This was the first name and last name, so there's some kind of funky ones here. But anyways, bear with me. We do have the second one, which is Rahul Kushwaha. Third one is Natha. Number 4 is X Vanquish X. Apparently his parents have a very unique taste in names. Number 5 is a K Saunders. Number 6, another awkward one, is Prism. His name is Prism. Hey, that's pretty cool, right? I guess, kinda. Number 7 is Ron Rashif. Number 8 is Gabriel Mabalak. Number 9 is Andy Peters, and number 10 is X Johan Edge X. So there we are. All you have to do, if you are one of these lucky winners, is check your email. I'm going to send you an email right now. So within, by the time you get this video or soon after, you should be receiving it, giving you instructions on how to accept your reward for the giveaway for winning. And that's all you have to do. So there we go. Thank you all for joining the giveaway, first off. And I'm excited to do more giveaways in the near future in association with NovaEsports. It's going to be a great opportunity for us to give back to you guys continually throughout the course of forever. But anyways, so there are the 10 winners. Hopefully you guys will enjoy your prize. And let's move on to the next announcement. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about EZL. What it is exactly, why we're talking about it today. So, if you guys didn't know what EZL stands for, it stands for Esports Zodiac League. So yes, it is a league where it's a tournament-based environment where you can compete to win prizes. So the difference between us though with other leagues is, in most leagues, in general, you have the top 1% of the community gets to compete. That's the top 1% best players. And those players compete pretty much every season. It gets a little repetitive because you can see the same players, the same teams. Some players might switch teams, or you might see the addition of a new player here and there, but the change isn't too extreme. It's very repetitive. That's not saying it's a bad thing, but what's unfortunate is the majority of the community cannot participate in a competitive nature. Yes, you can watch. Yes, you can do your fantasy, draft, whatever you want to call it, to kind of feel included, but you're not going to be able to play competitively unless you can train at the same level as these pro players, because at this point in time, especially for Vainglory, a lot of teams have been picked up by organizations which pay them to play, meaning that is now their job. So they can spend countless hours practicing because they're getting paid to do so. And where does that leave the players who can't necessarily do that because, well, they don't have an organization to back them and they want to compete, but they don't necessarily have as much time to practice as these other players? it just makes it very difficult to enter into that scene. So where EZL comes in is we allow everybody of every skill tier to participate. And how do we do that? So normally you would think, okay, well, if you just accept everybody, wouldn't it just end up the same anyways? The top players would beat out all the lower players, and from there it would just end up the exact same formula. The best players compete at the end of it. Well, we do it a little bit different. The structure, how it works, is slightly rearranged in some fashion. So we take the applications, and keep in mind, these applications aren't for a team. When you apply, it's for one individual player. So you apply for yourself. Whether it's your player or your coach, we take both, and we'll talk about how that works. But basically, we take the applications of each individual player, and we put them into random teams. Now, these teams are organized in such a fashion where their overall elo, their overall skill tier is averaged. So to put it plainly in a simple explanation, you have a tier 1. We picked him as the first person who applied. Then we take a tier 10, put him in the same team. So you have a tier 1 and a tier 10, and then we're going to have a tier 5, dead center as far as the average, and put him into that team. So you have a team of 3, tier 1, 5, and 10. So we're going to do the same thing across all the teams. Now again, this is just a very straightforward example. It's going to vary depending on who actually applies and what their skill tiers are and how we're going to average it. But that's the general idea. So you apply as a player. You don't know who your teammates are until we announce it. But once you do, you will be able to play with those teammates. You'll be able to adapt, learn from each other, so on and so forth. So keep in mind, just because you're a tier 10 with a tier 1 doesn't put you at a disadvantage, because every other team is going to have a similar situation. Every single team has the same advantages and disadvantages as the other. So therefore, it's all about learning how to adapt with your teams, learning how to coordinate with those new teams, those new players, and communicate properly. Along with, again, as we said, we do accept coaches too. You can apply to be a coach, and we can give you a team, and you can go ahead and help them progress as a player, as a team, and hopefully strive and get towards that point of victory where you actually get the prize. So that's how EZL works, and that's essentially what we stand for. Now, it's been a whole year since we've actually started, and what have we done since then? Well, we've grown substantially. We have a huge amount of staffing. Now, unfortunately, we don't necessarily have the funds to pay these people every single one, which we hope to get to at some point. But these things take time. You know, we're building up, and hopefully at some point it will get there. But nonetheless, these people are passionate. They really see what we're doing for the community, and they stand by it 100%, which is awesome to see. And they just want to contribute and be a part of something that's growing, and that is amazing. So since that year we started, though, in December of last year, I believe it was, we have grown to the extent where we now have leagues, not just in one region like NA, we now have it in EU, in C region, amongst other regions, which we can go ahead and just put it in the description down below, just to the actual EZL webpage, where you can check out all the information as far as what we are, our mission, our vision, and our history, so on and so forth. And yeah, so that's essentially what EZL is. And, you know, like I said, it's my job to explain it to you guys, and hopefully it was understandable. Again, it's just you apply, we average out your skill tiers, put you in random teams based on those averages, and we do that for every single team. Then you guys train, whether it's with yourselves or with a coach, and then you compete. And everybody has the same advantages and disadvantages. So that's how we actually incorporate every player of every skill tier, because in most leagues, as said, it's just the top 1%. It's a very standard formula. You have teams apply. Those teams compete against other teams. Whoever's better moves on. That's a simple formula. Ours is more forgiving. It's more adaptable to every player within the community. We don't want to be the top 1%. We want to be where everybody gets to play. Everybody is included who wants to be included. So yeah. And, you know, as far as, you know, our future endeavors, what we want to go with this is obviously we want to continue to grow the community that we're involved with, and eventually expand to other games as well. So maybe, I don't know, like Arena of Valor, just as an example. Not saying we are, just as an example, since it is a competitive game that's coming out soon. maybe we'll move into that. Maybe we'll move into Clash Royale. Maybe we'll move into another game. And this all happens over time, but we definitely want to progress to the point where we can branch out and still continue to support the communities that we were a part of before as we move forward. The general vision is we want to take esports to a traditional level where, you know, the perception of gaming is respected, it's desired, worked for, and, you know, not only by, you know, gamers, but by parents. And you can take this experience. Say, for instance, here's an example. You can take this experience. Say you applied to be a coach for EZL. Your team did really, really well, placed very, very high, if not even won the first place prize, right? So now you can take that experience that you have, that's proof through the tournament, through EZL, put that on your resume, and apply to be a coach for a team such as like TSM, things like that. And you have this, you know, this resume showing off all your success, your experiences as a coach for an esports competitive team, or vice versa. As a player, you can see all your successes through EZL that can be put on your resume to apply to a team such as, again, like Cloud9, you know, things like that. And we want to just establish this level of, I don't know, like self-progression, you know, not just as, you know, a player, but just as a person, because we also give you guys courses on our Discord. There are options for you to learn your programming, marketing, so on and so forth. We're building this educational platform as well, not just the league, but we want to branch into other areas where we can help the community. So that includes, again, like programming, coding, if you will, marketing, so on and so forth. And eventually those will expand, and they are free too, so keep that in mind. So you can go ahead and join the Discord and find when a course is happening and join in and see if maybe you can learn something new, like programming, which would be awesome. I want to learn some programming again. But anyways, there we are. That is EZL. Again, I did become the president, so I'm the face. So you might be hearing me talk about it from time to time. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And if the video, I'm not really watching the video in the background right now. I'm just going to put it in there. So if it's not over, I'll just let it run its course. If it is over, then sorry I kept you too long. But there you go. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave in the description down below the links to, you know, the people I talked about. So NovaEsports, EZL, and then, you know, everything that's associated with them as far as the social links. I'll put that in the description down below for you to check it out and see what's up. But again, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.